This is the Dodgers POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Los Angeles Dodgers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What is up? Welcome to the Locked On Dodgers POSTCAST on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel, the place to hang out when every game and season is done. Let's be honest, they're done. I don't know how they come back from this show. It is a complete and utter meltdown. I am Pete Fox, covering sports in LA since 1902. I'm a little out of it after the way they played today, yesterday, and in this series, and since that third game against Toronto. 2007 is when I started working in LA for ESPN LA and then NBC Sports Radio, not 1902. Although this last few games has felt like it's been that long for sure. Today's episode of the Locked On Dodgers POSTCAST is brought to you by Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, use the code LOCKEDONMLB, and get $20 off your first purchase. By the way, if you don't know, if you've never used Gametime, you were missing out. That's where you get tickets to concerts and football and stuff like that. I mean, sure, I guess you could buy baseball tickets there if you wanted, if you still feel like the Dodgers have a chance, because I don't. I really don't. I'm sorry to be so negative Nancy right now, but this is more than just, hey, we're going through a slump. It is, we're playing poorly. We don't seem to care too much. I'm not saying they're completely disengaged yet, but the level of frustration for me is just not high enough, although they're saying all the right things. Freddie Freeman commented somewhere. I saw a story that after yesterday's game, he said, we're all frustrated. Just the way that they're playing. We're very frustrated. Freddie doesn't get too animated, so he's not going to start cussing or yelling or anything. But the comment was, we're frustrated as they've lost 8 of 11 one-run games. You want to throw tonight in? That's 9 of 12 one-run games. Nando is hot. Fire Dave Roberts. They don't deserve to even play in October. A bunch of rich, spoiled, overhyped players who suck. That's a bit aggressive, Nando, but I don't know that they suck. They're just not living up to the expectation right now. And granted, the expectation is extremely high. And the biggest thing here today in this series is small mistakes get magnified, and the Dodgers, as Eric Karros put it, and I've agreed with a lot of things that Eric Karros has said through this series, and not trying to pat myself on the back, but Eric Karros has agreed with, unknowingly, things that I have said about this Dodger team through this series and through this, as Gregory puts it, an effing downfall. Padre fans are loving it as they're now in first place. The Dodgers were up 9 games July 4th. They're now down 1. Mays, Johnny, probably a Padre fan, just laughy emojis. Joseph Garcia, what an S show. Yeah, I think that sums it up for me best right now. What an S show. It's just ridiculously laughable. I am so frustrated as a diehard fan right now that if I wasn't getting paid, if this wasn't my job, I would turn them off for a week. I'm so mad at them right now. I just can't seem to figure out a way to rationalize this other than to say, and this was one of Eric Karros's points, the Dodgers cannot buy a break. And I know that's an excuse. They are living under a black cloud. They cannot do anything right. They cannot get anything to go their way. Even when things are, you just know it's going to unravel.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
There were 2 turning points tonight for me. The 103-mile-an-hour fastball left right over the heart of the plate by Enriquez to Logan O'Hoppe with 2 strikes. Game-winning RBI for Logan O'Hoppe. That was the literal turning point of the game. The figurative turning point of the game when I knew the Dodgers were going to lose in the 4th inning when Will Smith walked with the bases loaded to make it 5-2. The fact that they left runners on base there and didn't make it 6-2 or 7-2 was just not enough for me. I was like thinking this is over. We're going to lose. We're just going to lose. Shohei wasn't great on the mound. Gave up the most runs he's given up all season. It feels like the Dodgers right now just need somebody to take over a game and go, get out of my way. I know it's harder in baseball than, say, basketball, but somebody to have a Jordan or a LeBron or a, I don't know, pick a superstar moment and go, get out of my way. We're going to win this game because of me. It could have been Shohei today. It really could have been. That's what I was hoping for. That Shohei Ohtani was like, just, dun, 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 pulling back his shirt, cape, and all that to expose the S. I'm Superman. We're winning tonight because of me. Led off with a triple. Mookie knocked him in. Then Will Smith goes deep. 3-0. All right, that's nice. But we needed more. Not just then, like, pile on, add on. From the 4th to the 8th, the Dodgers went 1 for 18. Not acceptable. Not acceptable. I don't know what else to say. I can't make an excuse for it. I cannot say, well, they need to play better. They're just not playing. 1 for 18 from the 4th to the 8th inning. Yes, Andy Pajes got robbed by Dear Teodosio, what to say to you. That's for all the Hamilton fans watching and listening. Yeah, that was a fantastic play. That ball was a home run. He literally robbed him and pulled it back over the fence. And that would have given the Dodgers 2 more runs at that point. They probably win the game if that ball goes out. But again, that's the black cloud effect of them not being able to get out of their own way. They cannot buy a break. In the 8th inning, back-to-back walks to lead off for the Halos. And then they pull Robo. Here comes Enriquez. Mookie and Freddie make a great play on a sacrifice bunt to erase a runner at third. Then this is another turning point. This is where it all went south. Ball hit right back to Enriquez, trying to make the play, which you have to expect him to do. You can't expect him to pull his glove away and get out of the way. I know you all thought that. I'm sure there are people, what's he doing trying to field that ball? Pull your glove out of the way. You can't. That's just not how it works. Virtual. Yes, he was so close to getting out of it. Yeah, you're right. That's the black cloud effect. That is the things just aren't going our way. Baseball is getting in the way. Mays, Johnny, $1 million teams don't need breaks. Wrong. Padre fan, everybody needs breaks. I love how just because they make a lot of money, they're guaranteed winners. I ultimately have never been a fan of overpaying for a team, but that's a whole nother story. And that's the stuff that Travis Rogers talks about on the Locked On Dodgers podcast. And today we're talking about the game. We can't sit here and break down salaries and what they all mean because that's just, again, that's a long and winding road. But after Enriquez was unable to field that ball and unable to get out of the way, it was a tailor-made double play and the Dodgers get out of it. Kept the bases loaded. No outs on that play. Enriquez then strikes out Rengifo with some nice pitching. And you're thinking, okay, cool. This guy is torching these batters with 100 plus. And it's not just 101, it's 103. And he was throwing pitches in spots, dotting corners, and making good pitches. So I'm thinking, all right, perfect. Do the same thing to Ohapi. Don't overthink it. Do not throw a strike. I don't care if it's 112. Do not throw a strike here with 2 strikes to Ohapi, who is an average hitter at best. What does he do? Throws one right down Main Street. Ohapi's batting .235. His slug is .420, his on base .277. Here's one thing you need to know about baseball if you don't know anything, right? All of these guys, all of them, except maybe Conforto, can hit a ball down the middle. They can all square one up. What they can't do is hit sliders and sweepers and curveballs and changeups when you're throwing 103. The last thing that Enriquez should have done right there, he could have underhanded it to him, Kike Hernandez style. It would have been better than that. I don't care if it's 103. When it is down the middle, it is on a tee for these guys. Ohapi's OPS is like high 600. He's not a good hitter. He's not a bad hitter. He's just not on fire. Unless it's the Dodgers, right? Then we know that they're all on fire against the Dodgers. Scorches it up the middle, base hit, game over. 4th blown save in 7 games for the Dodgers. Just that brain lock. Brain lock. Throwing a fastball over the middle with 2 strikes, bases loaded, game on the line. Wake up. Be better. Starting pitchers, be better. All of you across the board right now. I mean, the other thing that's got me so frustrated, it was not even a week ago that we were like, I was on the radio in Kansas City talking about the Dodgers. They were like, how do you feel about the Dodgers right now? Well, everything's looking up. We're getting healthy. Starters are coming back. The starting pitchers are looking good. And then they face the Toronto Blue Jays, get some offense going. And then the last game, they leave 16 runners on base. And since then, that's Sunday. Today is Wednesday. Our season has melted down. And we have run out of energy and gas and want to. It is just mind-boggling. Holy cow. Whew. All right, I feel better. Thanks, guys. Thanks for letting me do that. I don't know that Dave Roberts is the most overrated manager in baseball. Stop defending that bum. I will not, because he's not the most overrated manager in baseball. You can't blame all of these things on Dave Roberts. He has made plenty of smart moves. What bad move did he make tonight? Hey, Enriquez, don't touch that ball. Don't throw it over the middle of the plate, Enriquez. He's made plenty of smart decisions to go get pitchers. I know all you guys want to blame somebody. That is logical. That is explainable. But that's not what happens. You can't just blame it on Dave Roberts. And they're not going to just fire Dave Roberts because they're going through a funk. They're not the Angels. All right. We have to take a break. This ran long on the opening segment. It's the Locked On Dodgers postcast on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel, the place to hang out when every game is done. And don't forget to check out the Locked On Daily Dodgers podcast with Travis Rogers. Today's episode of the Locked On Dodgers postcast is brought to you by OpenPhone. If you're running a business, you know that every missed call is money left on the table. Think about the last time you had a service emergency, if you needed a plumber or something like that, electrician, someone to fix your AC if you live in hot country and it's the summer. If they don't answer, did you wait? No, you didn't. You called the next one and then the next one until you found a human being. At least I do. That's why having a reliable business line is so important, and that's why you need OpenPhone. OpenPhone is the #1 business phone system that helps you streamline and scale customer communication, all from an app on your phone or your computer. Go to openphone.com. OpenPhone is offering Locked On Dodger podcast and postcast listeners 20% off your first 6 months at openphone.com/LockedOnMLB. OpenPhone.com/LockedOnMLB. And if you have an existing number with another service, OpenPhone will port that over at no extra charge, which is sweet. OpenPhone, no missed calls, no miss customers. Tonight's episode also brought to you by Gametime. We've all been there, logging on early and waiting forever for concert tickets to go on sale, only to lose your spot for a show you've been dying to see. Live music should be about making memories, not dealing with the stress of ticket shopping. That's where Gametime comes in. Gametime makes getting concert tickets faster and easier. Prices actually drop as you get closer to showtime. You can save up to 60% with killer last-minute deals on Gametime. They also have a feature on their app that shows you your view from your seat, so you know if you're going to a concert in a big stadium where you'll be seeing the stage from and how far away, how close you'll be, etc. Whether you'll be blocked, whether you'll be on the side. I love that feature. The view from the seat is priceless and one of the great things about Gametime. So take the guesswork out of buying concert tickets and show tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, use the code LOCKEDONMLB, $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, LOCKEDONMLB, for $20 off. Gametime. Give them a look. All right, Dodgers swept by the Angels, blown a lead. They were up 5-2. Will Smith hit his 15th to make it 3-0. Shohei Ohtani his 8th triple of the season. I'm sorry. I know I'm supposed to use all of these benchmark things, but I am not giving a player of the game to the Dodgers tonight. They don't deserve it. We could do it for Logan O'Hoppe maybe, but the rule is we don't give players of the game to the other team, but we can do this.
This is what you'll be talking about.
The Dodgers are in second place now. They are a full game behind the Padres as they get ready to face the Padres 6 times in 10 days, starting on Friday at the Ravine. It is going to be exciting or ugly. Those are the two options. I do not believe that the Dodgers can find a way to muster momentum and dominate the Padres in this series. There is just no way. It wasn't like the Dodgers were red hot to start that Toronto series. They were finding their way. It was kind of like, they were in a boat that was leaking water and they found something to plug the hole with and then started rowing a little bit faster and they were getting closer to the shore. Oh, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. And then, they got some wind at their back. Oh, we're doing even better now. And then all of a sudden, the waters got rough and the wind hit them in the face. So the Padres right now are rolling downhill with the wind at their back. They are playing lights out. Granted, they're playing garbage teams in the San Francisco Giants and so forth. Angels aren't good either, which is, again, why we're frustrated, I think. The Angels are not a good team. Under 500 in spite of the win today. Still under 500. 59-62, while the Dodgers are 68-53, just one game over 500 on the road. So it doesn't seem possible. Of course, anything can happen in baseball. Of course, not of course. Anything's possible. When you've got a rivalry on the line, throw the records out. Yeah, the Padres are just too hot right now, and the Dodgers are in a tailspin. Can't get out of their own way. Afraid to look in the mirror. I mean, it's all just ugly, right? And that's honestly what they need. It's just to look in the mirror, check themselves right now and say, hey, it is time. The time is now. Wake up, shut up, or what is it? Put up or shut up. That's where the Dodgers are right now. But the starting pitching has faltered. The bullpen, not good either. The pitching as a whole, an issue. The hitting. Shohei had the triple. Mookie was good tonight. Wasn't supposed to play, but thankfully he did. 2 hits, 2 RBI. Freddie Ofer. Freddie had 2 hits in this series. Where did he go in the last 3 days, 4 days? He was red hot just 5 days ago. Oh, Will Smith, 1 for 3. 3 RBI with the home run. Teo, 1 for 4. Andy, 0 for 4. Alex Call, 1 for 3. He's been okay. Freeland, 0 for at the plate. He has been atrocious. And Miggy Rojas, 1 for 3. Freeland, I thought that play on the ball hit down the line that went off his glove. I thought that was a bad play, but then he turned right around and made a nice play, tagging out Teodosio at third base to kind of make up for it. So can't come down too hard on him. But the fact is that, yeah, there's frustration with them. There's frustration with us. And here come the Padres, who are pounding their chest. I mean, I guess the only thing that could potentially be an issue is that the Padres are just a little overconfident right now and feel like winning this series and building a bigger lead. Like if they win 2 of 3 in this series, that'll be a 3-game lead in the West for them. And they feel like, yeah, that's it. That's all we need. Where's our trophy? I mean, that could be the only thing that could bite them in the ass. Hopefully that they're a little overconfident and the Padres make a whole bit. Padre fans right now are pounding their chest. I'm surprised there's not a parade going on right now in San Diego. That's how excited they are, right? And that's fine. They should be. They've regained an advantage in the West after being down for the majority of the season. They erased a 9-game deficit and now are 1 game up. So the fact is that that's a huge accomplishment, but it doesn't win you anything. Okay. And that's what the Padres are notorious for. All the memes that you'll see from Dodger fans right now is congratulations. Show me where your World Series trophies are. Right. Those things always make me laugh, but you know, the Padres right now, they get excited about the wrong things. So let's hope that they're a little too hyped up for this series against the Dodgers. Right. And the Dodgers come in pissed off. That's all I've got for the motivation right now that the Dodgers should have. Right. It should be more than that. It should be like, yeah, it's nice to have this day off. But the fact is that we just blew a 9-game lead in a month. All right. A little over a month. That's unheard of. Right. That's like the Mets in 61 or something when the Mets overcame some huge deficit. So yeah, those kind of things don't happen all that often. And the Dodgers should be embarrassed by that, honestly. And it should be a wake-up call for them. Hopefully, we come back with a different attitude, a different sense of purpose and energy, and they don't get embarrassed by the Padres and swept in LA and fall down 4 in the West. God. So that's where we are. I don't even know who's pitching. I don't even care. Let's all disengage from Dodger talk for a day. Just let's do what they're doing. Let's wipe the slate clean. Let's just wash it from our memory. Turn the page, as they say. That's what they're saying right now in the clubhouse to all the reporters. Well, yeah, we've got to be better, and we're going to turn the page. That's what we're doing. It is the Locked On Dodgers postcast on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel, the place to hang out when every game is done. I am Pete Fox. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Appreciate the comments. As always, I'm sorry if I didn't get to them all. You guys were coming hot and heavy today, and I just didn't have the energy for all the negativity that you guys were bringing. I had my own issues with negativity. So, but yeah, thanks to all of you for the comments. Appreciate it. And we will talk again on Friday night after the Dodgers take on the Padres at the Ravine, game 1 of that series. Seriously, I am curious to see who's pitching. Hold on real quick. We can still talk about it. Tomorrow, we're going to disengage. Tomorrow is my birthday. I'm going to be playing golf and not thinking about baseball. So it's a perfect day off for me as well. First pitch, by the way, 7:10. It is Clayton Kershaw versus Michael King. That'll be a nice pitching matchup. Hopefully Kershaw comes ready. Again, thanks for watching and listening, and appreciate the comments. Take care. Have a good night. We'll talk on Friday.